Hey, good morning. Welcome to Hobby Evolution episode 1252. Happy Monday. Welcome back to the work week. It's not really the start of a work week for me. I worked through the weekend, sat all day Saturday, didn't leave the house except for the post office. Sunday, same without the post office run, didn't leave the house Sunday. Well, until I made a BWRUN. How do you spell beer run? It got to be about 4:30 yesterday. I had shipped and sorted. Did a podcast, by the way, with Victor, the rookie card specialist. We talked card show promoting. We had a great conversation. That's going to be on his channel next Sunday or this coming Sunday. So check that out. We had a fun conversation about card show promoting. So it got to be 4:30 and I'm like, it's a nice evening. I've been inside hustling all weekend. I need a beer. I need to sit outside and not look at cards. Although I probably did on the internet. And then I ended up listing cards from my laptop on the deck. It's hard to stop. It's hard to stop a freight train. And I was freight training this weekend. So I went, grabbed me some Michelob Ultra, hung out on the deck. My wife says, you get to watch Ernie for an hour because I need to get some stuff done. And he was kind of a little shit yesterday. So we went outside and he wanted to play. So we went out, we played, we ran, we played. Came up, he was still being a little shit. By that time, my wife came and got him and he kind of chilled out. So listed my last, I had scanned a whole bunch of cards to laptop list and got through those the last two batches last night. So a little over 100 cards. Football is what I added to the eBay store last night. So those are now live. eBay store 99centcards.com. Check it out. Our 50% off sale has finished. And you can still save 25% though. Buy 7 or more items in my eBay store at regular price. No dollar amount on this one. The 50% off sale was items under $20, but the 25% store-wide is store-wide no matter the price. So check it out, 99centcards.com. We're going to talk about eBay auctions again today because I did curate. That's something else I did yesterday. I curated the next batch of auctions. So I'll dive into that today as well. So last night was burger night. Had my Mick Ultras. Had some burgers on the grill. Been a while since we did burgers on the. Actually, I can tell you the last time we had burgers on the grill was the night before Biscuit passed away. We could tell she was going. Actually, no, it was the night that Biscuit. It was when we did take her in. It was July 30th. She just wasn't, if you didn't know, Biscuit had she was in heart failure. She'd already gone into heart failure twice. So it was we knew any time. And we actually knew we were on borrowed time. We thought we might lose her in June. So we got some extra time with Biscuit. And she was going down. She was just that final day, that Tuesday, just so lethargic. And it's like, we made her biscuit burgers, little small hamburgers. And she loved it because she hated to eat, but she loved to eat her little biscuit burgers. And she just didn't, she ate a couple bites, but it's like, this isn't good. And we took her in and unfortunately we had to say goodbye. So that was the last time we grilled burgers. July 30th, also the last time until yesterday, kind of milestone, grilled burgers for the first time. Ethan Roberts pitched for the Chicago Cubs yesterday. Since he's been on the active roster, he's healthy, 100% healthy. Craig Counsell just apparently forgot his name for 19 effing days. But he finally got the call. You would expect he would have got the call on Saturday when The Cubs had to use 7 innings of the bullpen. The only relievers they didn't use on Saturday was Ethan and Hector Neris, who fucking blows every other save that he's every save opportunity. So Sunday was his day. Ethan got in 2 innings yesterday, 2 scoreless innings, a couple of strikeouts. I think he did walk a couple, but he was shaking off some rust. When you don't use a guy for 19 freaking days, you might come out a little rusty. But Ethan looked good on the mound. Good to see him back out there. Should have been a lot sooner. So you get it. So that was my Sunday. That was about it. I shipped, I sorted, didn't do much else. I did not have the Cubs game on. I watched a little bit from my phone. So let's go to the chat. Happy Monday. Michael Renicke's in the house. Hey, by the way, Michael Renicke, come see him this Saturday. Madison Card Show, Sheraton Hotel, John Nolan Drive. 200 tables. It's our last shebang with 200 tables this Saturday, August 24th. Beginning September, we're going to scale back to 140 tables. Still a good size show for a monthly in a hotel. So come out and see us this Saturday, the Sheraton Hotel on John Nolan Drive. 200 tables. We'll have the 3 ballrooms upstairs, the Capitol Ballroom and the mezzanine. We'll have the 2 ballrooms on the first floor, the Williamson Ballroom, the State Street Ballroom, and we'll also have the Badger Stateroom open, and that will be TCG only. So come out and see us this Saturday, Madison Card Show. Mr. Archer, good morning. What's happening? Victor's in the house. Good morning. Go Cubs, go. We didn't get to sing the song yesterday, but Ethan did get out there and pitch, so that was good. Small wins out there. George, what's going on? Good evening to you. Kyle, what's happening? Good morning. Duke's in the house. Good morning. Good morning, David. We've got Philly Joe. We've got Mark Marinello. Good morning. Mark had a so-so East Coast National. Made a major dent in my 1963 Fleer baseball set, down to 3. Very nice. A pretty busy card show weekend this past weekend, the East Coast National and Fanatics Fest out in New York. What other big shows was this weekend? At least locally, we had, there was a Quad Cities card show. I think Sheena comments on that here in just a moment. But I guess all eyes were on New York with the 2 big shows out there. Cooter says, good morning. Listening while replacing the battery in my father-in-law's truck. Wow. Cooter's trying to keep his man card. Wow. How about that? I wouldn't be able to do that, but I don't have a man card. I don't change my own oil. I don't change my own batteries. John says, I just get a whole new car when my battery dies. That's the way to be. That's the way to be. Dirty dishes, throw them away. Sheena, good morning. Quad Cities was very slow in traffic. Good bulk buys, though, and still had fun. That's good. That's good. And I love slow as a dealer, or I guess as a customer as well. I love slow shows, less competition to buy. If you're there as a dealer, you don't want slow traffic if you're out to make money. But, some of my best shows as a dealer were the slow shows, and where I could get some good deals on bulk. So you win some, you lose some. I believe that was a first time show. Was it $10 admission for that show? Ooh, that's pretty steep. That could have kept a lot of people out. I bet $10 admission for that show. I bet if that was free admission or even just like $1 admission, I bet traffic would have doubled. I bet it would have made that much of an impact. John says, I prefer Gary Renicke and Michael Renicke. No relation, different spelling. Congrats on the checklist, Mark, says John. Zach says, Cooter, since it is okay, I need to ask. I don't know if he means okay, or okay, Oklahoma. I'm guessing Oklahoma. Is this work you were performing still part of the dowry you are working off? What else was included when you asked for his daughter's hand? Land, oxen? Okies. Wait, you people said Fanatics Fest wasn't a card show. Well, there was a card show there. Fanatics Fest was not a card show, but there was a card show at Fanatics Fest. So there was a card show there, yes. Max says Point was packed and Stevens Point was also this weekend. Point was packed and had a great show. Picked up a few pieces I've never had in my showcases before. Nice. Mark says thanks, John. Good thing I was friends with a dealer who had it. Got the short print Adcock for $30. Had to bite the bullet for the checklist. Spent $300. Wow. John says, Zach, prairie people can't take multiple wives unless they can prove they can support the Cooter just trying to flew his options. John says, I bought the whole set for $350. Mine Mays a month or so ago. Good morning, Brian. I love eBay auctions when buying. Yes, so you might get some good deals in my eBay auctions. We're going to kick them off Tuesday night. I hate auctions as a seller. I hate them. Why are you doing them? I've explained myself many times, and I'll explain myself again today. Michael prefers the 1980s as a card show. John says you need 2 mics so you can talk out of both sides of your mouth on air. Oh, and John needs to practice typing. There you go. We both have improvements to make. Mark says parking for the East Coast National was $15. Admission was $15, not to mention tolls. That's like Chicago. That's like, the National. When the National's in Rosemont, I'm going to pay all that. The Spectacular, it's like, the Chicago Sports Spectacular. They have a spring show and a November show. I've got a lot of stuff coming up here in the end of third quarter and going into the fourth quarter. So I'm going to skip the November Chicago Sports Spectacular, though it is kind of, it's a couple weeks after my Dallas trip. So I'm going to skip Chicago. But I had just this morning, I learned I've got a new event popping up at the end of September. So it's going to add some stuff going on in September that I wasn't anticipating. Got my Pearl Jam ticket for next weekend 2 weeks, I guess, less than 2 weeks away. So of course the Dallas trip, a couple Madison card shows between now and then. But yeah, when I go to Chicago, the Spectacular, it's parking is $15. Admission is like 12 to 15. There's tolls on your way into Rosemont. So it's like all that adds up. And it's like, if I go and the last time I went was last November. I bought 3 Venezuelans cards, John Keating, just anticipating his comment. I bought 3 Venezuelan cards for like $20. They're beaters. And that's it. That's all I bought. I bought 3 cards. And then at the end of the show, the very end of the show, I bought a box of Topps Archives, like the lunch pail thing it's like, that's all I bought. That's all I bought. So it's like, there were bargain boxes, but they weren't bargains. There were boxes with cards, but there were certainly no bargains in there. But it's fun. But I'm glad I went because I hadn't been in a couple of years. And a lot of my dealers that set up at the Madison Card Show set up in Rosemont. A lot of others that I know are there. I was in the region anyway. So I'm glad I went despite it being, a shitty show for me. John says I need to practice typing. Peter's in the house. Good morning. Max says, John, it was heavily marketed as such. But the excuse, it was heavily marketed as a fan fest. It wasn't like Michael Rubin, my boy, he's my god, Max. They marketed it as a fan. They didn't market it as a card show. They probably marketed it to the card people as a card show, but in general, it was marketed as a fan fest. Like, they don't want a card show. they want a card show as part of it. But it's, at least this one. I don't know how they're going to market I assume the rest will be smaller. That's kind of what my assumption for Fanatics Fest will be going forward. I don't think officially there's been talks of like Orlando, and somebody mentioned Pittsburgh. I haven't seen anything like in writing on any upcoming shows. Like the Fanatics website, the Fanatics Fest website doesn't have any upcoming events. Just says stay tuned. But I can see those being more of card shows, and I can see them. People have been throwing out they're buying card shows, and they tried to buy this card show, and they're going to buy that card show, and I can certainly see that happening. Burbank being number one on that list. Where are we at? Bo is expecting a child end of September. Incorrect. No, that is not the unanticipated event that's coming up at the end of September. More on the event, question mark. Johnny M says parking is usually $10 where the East Coast National was, so not jacked up too much. Red Light 34 is in the house. Good morning. Cooter says no dowry. The man was a Huey gunship pilot with 12,000 hours of flight time, including tours in NAM and Central America Special Forces missions we don't talk about. So he gets free batteries. Amen. Very cool. Mark says Heritage Auctions had a booth showing off their upcoming lots. 1970 Topps baseball wax box for $80K, 75 baseball cello for $60K, and a bunch of beautiful Ruth cards. Nice. I've got a friend who's got a 75 mini hobby box, and the 75 mini unopened boxes are a little more common than the 75 baseball regular unopened boxes. So my friend's like, I need to sell these. And I'm like, well, this is the market. I think it's worth more. Well, you can think all you want. So as soon as he's ready, we'll get that box sold for him. Zach says, why do we call them bargain boxes when much of the inventory is accurately priced? They are dime or quarter boxes. Bargain boxes is just easy. It's easy because some bargain boxes are dollar boxes. Some bargain boxes are dime boxes. Some are mixed. There's a couple dealers that have that I shop from that have like rows of these are $1, these are $2, these are $3. So what kind of box is that? They're all in the same box, so it's a bargain box. Brian says it had cards. It was a card show. It had fan stuff. It was a fan fest. What are we arguing about? Good point, Brian. It was everything and more. John says it had food. Was it a food show? Yes. We are arguing about nothing. It's kind of what we do here. Brian says, believe what you want. Not sure why it matters what you call it. It was the Fanatics event. Amen. And you can't compare. What's up, Jody? Good morning. You can't compare Fanatics Fest to the National because they're two completely separate things. You can't compare it to card shows unless there's breakout panels with Tom Brady at the National, and there's WWE entrance theme music, and there's Octagon from UFC. Until that stuff comes to the National, then we can start comparing. But until then, two completely separate things. Apples and cell phones. Dan's in the house. What's going on? Good morning. Hope you all have an awesome week. Max says, who cares? That's the whole fucking point of the show. Max does have a good point there. That is the point of this show. Mark says, Hobby Evolution is a show about nothing. That is true. And we argue about nothing. That's just what we do around here. What else is going on? Madison Card Show this Saturday. I'm going to kick off my eBay auctions Tuesday night. What's up, Lewis? Good morning. eBay auctions kicking off tomorrow night. Going back for round 2. I had a lot of fun with the eBay auctions. I think the key was, I hate eBay auctions, but you really have to find that sweet spot of what to auction off. Now, if I just bought something at a card show, I'm trying to find something that. All right, here's a perfect example. Last week in Janesville, I bought like 100 Adley Rushman rookies. Now, if I put these Adley Rushman rookies at eBay auction, and I think he got hurt over the weekend. I think he's day to day though. I would probably most likely be disappointed in the results at auction, whereas I can probably move these much better at buy it now prices. Stuff like a Bowman Sterling, Gabriel Gonzalez auto. If this goes to auction, I'm going to be ticked off because it's going to go for less. Although I paid $1, I think, for this card. Likely it'll sell for more than $1, but it might not. So these are some cards. Certainly Chris Valamont rookie auto is probably going to sell for 99 cents at auction, where I might get $4 to $5 for it as a buy it now. So those are some examples that I would auction suck. Lots, any type of lot. I threw the idea around of Michael Jordan's liquid do a lot. I think that's maybe, I'm not going to do it, but I think maybe that would be depending on, if I came across a whole bunch of Michael Jordan cards at a really cheap price, I'd do an auction. If I'm buying them at $1 a card, I'm going to leave it, buy it now. But if Goodwill Palette had 300 Michael Jordan singles, that'd be awesome. And I'd throw a 50 card lot on eBay. eBay auction. So that's kind of, and I think I've known that all along. I was just lazy with eBay auctions. It's like, I don't want to take the time to do auctions because they suck. I still do think they suck as a seller, but we can make them suck a little less. And I think that was kind of the results in my most recent sale, my most recent auctions on eBay. Zach and Porter says, quote, I have a lot of fun with the eBay auctions 2024. Right. eBay auctions are stupid. 2021 through 2023. eBay auctions are stupid. But there can be, there can be wins. I think a great example of taking a risk at auction was 2024 Bowman. And I pulled I think it was the Green Grass Auto Brock Wilken, and it sold at auction. Now, of course, this is right off the bat at release, and he was one of the chases at release. And that card sold for like 300 some. I'm going to look to see what the most recent sale was on that card. This is also, this isn't really, doesn't have anything to do with auctions. But this is more of you got to get this stuff up at release. So there's one listed for $70 plus shipping or best offer. And that's not even a sold. That's just a listing. And mine went for like 325, 300. I can't remember what. It was around 300. Last sold $55 plus shipping, and that was at auction from DC Sports. And DC Sports is the #1 eBay seller of cards by volume. DC Sports is #1 on that ranking. I think ComC is #2, Burbank #3. And what I had on the recent auctions, and it wasn't like high liquid Michael Jordan stuff. There was some stuff that was pretty that I knew would be pretty liquid and would sell. There were some results that and I've mentioned this for the last few days. Some of the auctions sold for more than I expected. Some of them sold for less, but it was kind of a sweet spot where anything that sold for less was a few bucks. Anything that sold for more was a few bucks. And it all kind of equaled out in the end. And so I was satisfied. Was I excited, happy about the auctions? I wouldn't say so. Was I disappointed? No, I wasn't. But I did have fun with them in pumping them and especially going live and watching them. So this time, what we're going to do is, instead of what I did on the last batch, there were 74 auctions in my most recent eBay auctions. I did 74, but I converted 74 buy it now listings to auctions. Because the goal for that batch of auctions was to move stale inventory. And I had stuff that, I'm like, I know this is probably only going to go for 99 cents. It did. But it wasn't selling it buy it now. The Jared Kelly orange of 25 sold for 99 cents free shipping and wasn't paid for. So hopefully it sells for $2 in this one, and that's a win. But I knew some of this stuff, but it also was in my eBay store for years. I don't know what year that was, 2022, 23, 21, but it was stale. So that was the goal for those eBay auctions, was to move stale inventory. And some of the stuff was paid for. I think pretty much everything was paid for in that should have been paid for if it's years old, from ripping of those. So that was the goal for the last one. Now that we've got, that I learned some stuff from those auctions, now it's all about curating and being topical. We're heading into football season. So this batch of auctions is going to be only football. There's going to be, and we'll do a little preview. So this batch of auctions is football. I've begun. I've got another stack, but I don't know where it went. But so these eBay auctions, Aaron Rodgers, 2005 Topps rookie card. This is in really, really nice condition. We're going into college football season. This is a ticket stub from the greatest upset in history. Appalachian State wins at the Big House against the Wolverines, September 1st, 2007. So that's going up for auction. This is a 2000 Revolution Peyton Manning ornament insert. 70, my only 72 high number that remains. Everything else is sold. Earl Morrall or Morrill, however you pronounce his name. So that's going up for auction. This Jordan Love. I'd have to look this listing up. These are currently still in my eBay store as buy it now. So if they sell, then they won't be at auction tomorrow night. But if they don't sell, they'll be converted to eBay auctions. We've got a Caleb Williams. He looked good on, what was it, Saturday? So Caleb Williams, Goodwin Champions. We've got a Travis Kelce, numbered out of 299. And the Aaron Hernandez auto is going to go up for auction. I did receive an offer, but it was a low offer. So I'm going to counter. We'll see if they take it. So these are all active. These listings are all active in my eBay store. I would think with the exception of Aaron Rodgers, I already sold the first. I had 2 copies that I found in a box from the latest Goodwill pallet. So one is sold. Second one, the one you just saw, going up to auction beginning tomorrow night. But again, if any of those are listed as buy it nows and they sell, then they won't be on the auction block. I've got some early Brady's, 2nd, 3rd, 4th year cards that I'll put up there. So a little bit of everything, but it's going to be all football. I'm aiming for 50 auctions. We will stagger them. Unlike the last batch where we went live and it's like, well, we can watch one of these auctions because they all end at the exact same time. Not going to do that this time around. We'll stagger them. I'd like to have them ending within a minute a piece. So that's why I've got some stuff ready. I've got my my eBay listings set so I can just convert those, and then I can list others that are not in my eBay store and just phone list those. So I'm going to kick these off Tuesday night, tomorrow night. I think I'm going to aim, start firing the listings off around 7:30 Central Time tomorrow night. And then that way we can fire up the live at like 7:15, 7:20, which is a good time. The following Tuesday when they end, these will be 7-day auctions. So football is the topic, whatever it is for auctions. Theme, I guess, is what I'm looking for. The theme for the auctions. Let's go into some chat. John says, can't wait till 99centcards.com goes public and analysts attempt to decipher his prospectus. Zach says, Bo, have you thought about running for office? No. But I know why you said that. Royals 417. Good morning. The Lawrence, Kansas show was pretty well attended. A lot of Jayhawk crap, but it was in Lawrence. Maybe I should have called it an Adidas Fan Fest with all the KU athletes there. Brian says, stupid with a purpose, my life motto. I like it. It will read like it was composed by a goldfish with a head injury. Zach, he's like Uncle Joe, run on infrastructure, do absolutely nothing about it for 4 years. Oh, we're getting into politics. We don't do that here. Prospectus, still practicing. There you go. Johnny M, Hobby Evolution, episode 2500. Why I hate Car Dealer Pro. No, that's never coming. That's never coming. Car Dealer Pro, we love it. CDP. I was following their content from Fanatics Fest. Looked awesome. I do wish I was there. Dan says, I view auctions as a possible way to expand customer acquisition to send out future coupons and offers. It's a good point. Depending on what's listed in the auctions, depending on what it is, it could attract some different customers. Different customers in the fact that some only buy off auctions because they suck, but I'm running them anyway. Something can suck and be fun at the same time. That's what she said. Max says, how about take 25 of the longest listed cards in your store and let them ride every week? That is something I've thought about, but I don't know how to track that. Since they re-up, it's kind of a guessing game. I don't know what, I don't think there's a way to look to see what is the longest listed card. Because it doesn't say, if you go into an item, it doesn't say how long it's been listed, or if it does, it's only been 30 days. Because some stuff's been in my eBay store. Some stuff I know. I've got some stuff I can go by highest priced, and that's how I was kind of looking at my stale inventory from a couple weeks ago when I ran the last batch of auctions. It's like, oh man, these are way overpriced. I'm just going to run them on auction. These cards were paid off, a long time ago. So let's let them ride at auction, see how they do. Orlando, what's going on? Good morning. Royals 417 says, John, with school starting, check out the local junior college for remedial typing classes. There you go. Amen. Never too old to learn. John says, I just need to take the first baseman's glove off when I type. Johnny M says, I start my auctions at $1.30 free ship, which is my break-even point on a card. If it goes for more, I win. Just don't have it in me. Have it in more to ever take a loss. Would rather throw it out. See, I'm all about taking losses in hopes of getting volume buyers or new buyers. And at the very least, if I lose 10, 20 cents on a buy it now or an auction, at the very least, I hope they leave positive feedback. And hey, I just paid 20 cents for another positive feedback. Zach says, Max, there's only one uncle around here, and his name is Klein. I don't know. I don't even know if Klein is an uncle, but he wants us to refer to him as such. There you go. Mark Marinello says, I worked with Uncle Rich when he was known only as Richie. Love it. Zach says, Bo, if you were trying to move these items, you should just not look up comps and list these. That has worked before. It has. Yes, it does sell, especially if you're at 10% of comps. Stuff moves. JW, good morning. Johnny M says, Hernandez is no longer signing, but I hear he's still voting. Sorry, couldn't resist. John Myers in the house. What player do you PC that you think we'd be surprised by? I don't think there's any surprises in here. I think most probably know that I PC Dylan Cease. I don't really have a player PC. Like, I guess there's players that I kind of go after. I'm kind of going after the Riley Thompson Bowman Chrome, first Bowman Chrome run, Rainbow. I've got the Superfractor in the red and some other low numbers. Adon Sanchez kind of stalled out. I'm down to like the Superfractors. Ty Griffin is a player. I mean, he's only got like 27 cards. I probably have them all. There's a couple I'm missing, but not something that I'm like certainly after. So those are some players that I guess I PC to an extent. Sandberg, but I'm not actively buying Sandberg. Like, I have tens of thousands of Ryan Sandberg cards. It's something that in a bulk buy, I set all Cubs aside, but Sandberg's one that now where I'm putting commons in the bulk boxes and not setting them aside. Sandberg's still one that I do set aside. So those are some of the players that I guess I would player PC to an extent. Flawed Thinker, good morning. John says, will the auction be an event or a card sale? It's both. So it's a card sale and an event. So the event is next Tuesday, a week from tomorrow. That's the event when we count it down and we watch. And then the card sale is what we're eventing about. Let's see. Max says, you're into the card for a penny to 25 cents. Quit bitching about auctions. Auctions suck, but we're going to run them anyway. John says, I just made a reasonable offer on the Morale. I look forward to bidding against no one during your live auction. I'm the only one of your audience members that buy pre-Falklands shit. We'll see. Let's see if John really did make an offer on the Earl. There is an offer on the Earl Morale. Oh, can't do it. The funny thing is, and I'm not going to say what John's offer was. It may sell for that or less. We'll see. Andy Max says, go to your oldest tab. Oh, in terms of that would be one way to do it. But I have cards that predate the oldest tab. But they're like kind of intermixed. That dude from Duryea, I have seen traffic pick up when auctions run. Even buy it now items see a boost. So, and I think it all depends on when I've run auctions before, outside of this last batch of auctions, those were a little better auctions than what I typically run. The crap that I've run auctions before was crap. I mean, it was $1.50 cards basically. And I'd sell some, but I didn't see traffic pick up. But I didn't see traffic pick up because I was auctioning off crap. I think if you auction off good stuff, yes, absolutely, you'll see traffic pick up. And that's why I'm doing what I'm doing. Okay, some of these items are old, outdated. The Aaron Hernandez auto is not old or outdated. It's only been in my store for 2 weeks now. The ticket's been in there for a while. The Aaron Rodgers hasn't even been listed, but I did list one and it sold right away. And it's like, well, maybe I underpriced that Aaron Rodgers rookie. I think it was pretty fairly priced, but it got snapped up pretty quickly. Let's let it ride at auction, see how it goes. Some of the Brady stuff, I was thinking of doing lots, buy it now lots on those, but it's like it's early stuff, so maybe I can get a few bucks. We'll see. Max says, first skipped comment for me in a while. I'm not going to talk about fucking politics. We're just not going there. So I'm going to skip all your stupid political comments. Brian says, Bo has a large Haley Welch collection. Hawk Tua. Yeah. Zach says, Joe Morgan. No. I'd rather collect Steve Garvey than Joe Morgan. John says he PCs that asshole Cap Anson. They're all assholes in that era. If they were white, they were assholes in the 1800s. Joe Tinker is another one. Cap Anson's too expensive, so I can't PC him. Joe Tinker is one that I have a decent decent pre-war collection from a player standpoint. Yes, Ryan Sandberg rang the bell. That was great news to see a few days ago. Absolutely. Johnny Boy Cards, good morning. Zach says, you don't have your tie collection on TCDB. I don't, no. It's not even organized. John said, last one sold for $2. I went to my oldest tab on Tinder once. It didn't work out too well, but I was in my jammies by 7 p.m. JW, do you ever hold on to any certain players or PC a particular player besides Cubs? Just Dylan Cease. The only cards I hold on to are Cubs, with the exception of Dylan Cease. I will buy White Sox. Dylan Cease cards that I do not have in my collection. I don't hang on to Bears cards. I don't hang on to Bulls cards. None of that. Even like Jim, I just listed a Jim McMahon rookie card in my eBay store last night. That's a card in the 86. Jim McMahon is like my all-time favorite football card. But like, it just doesn't do it for me. Like, yeah, it's a great card, but I'd rather make $2 on it. Like, it just doesn't move the needle for me in a collecting standpoint. Doesn't fit my collection. Bo only read 1/5 of my comments. Max says, I'm used to it, John. FCC is strong today. That's right. I can just mute you. We can just mute Max. Let's just censor Max. Take that. Brian says, we got Bodase Hawk Tour. Mission complete. Where's LRS to spoil the fun? Is Ty Griffin the guy that does chasing cardboard and finds sob stories and overpays? No, Ty Griffin was a bust of a first-round draft pick by the Chicago Cubs in 1988. He was on Team USA, 1988 Summer Olympics team. Drafted by the Cubs and topped out, I think, in Double-A. But he has an 89 tops, and I think Max is just making jokes. I think Max knows who Ty Griffin is. Has 89 tops. Bowman has some other cards. Not too many. What is the pop count on Ty Griffin cards on TCDB? Oh, Ty Griffin. 52 whopping cards. He does have a lot of Broder cards. And a lot of them are listed on TCDB. He's got a ton of Broder cards because he was drafted right in the Broder craze. A lot of minor league cards. He's in the Topps TV set, which is one of my favorite Cubs sets. He has some like some of the cards I don't have. He played independent ball. I don't have his Thunder Bay Whiskey Jacks card. I don't have his Sioux City Explorers card. Made a comeback with the Arkansas Travelers in 1995. I don't have that. He played for the Grand Forks Varmints. I don't have any Grand Forks Varmints cards. And then since he was on Team USA, he was in at least one of the Panini USA sets. I do have an auto numbered out of 2, I think, from one of those sets. It was like 2 of 2. Let's see where we at. John Meyer says, thank you. Sounds like you were going to PC Hawk Tua. There you go. AJ Hawk, Tua Taga Viola. When you listed the Punky QB, I noticed that you didn't note it was a rookie because it wasn't noted in Card Dealer Pro. So I didn't, it was just, sometimes I just roll with Card Dealer Pro and what they do. Max does know who Ty Griffin. I expected. Most first round picks are busts. The term most is subjective. And so is the term bust. Like, what is a bust? You know, I think if a number 1 overall pick makes the show, and a lot of people think Ben McDonald is a bust, was a bust. Was he a bust? No. Not in the grand scheme of Major League Baseball players. He had a decent career. Many think Greg Jeffries was a bust. He wasn't a bust. So the word bust is subjective. And also the term most is also subjective. Like is 20% most? Is 51% most? JW, funny, I just came across my Ty Griffin cards yesterday. Brian says, was Broder the Leaf of the time? No, it was worse. Broder was worse than Leaf. Broder was like Red Rocket grading, like slabs in your basement. Broder was basement baseball card making. Zach says, also, is that blemish on the Mac from your scanner or on the card? If it's on the card, you may want to move that to auction. That is on the card. Yes, that blemish is on the card. John says, I think 1 million bindered Cubs cards would be a great endeavor. If that would be cool. It wouldn't be fun. It wouldn't be fun to binder 1 million cards. I think I've got enough binders now. I shouldn't say that because I know what 1 million is and I know how many binders I have. So that would be something that I would have to hire somebody. And then, first you got to organize them because you just don't want to binder 1 million cards and there's no organization. You've got to have somewhat of an organization plan. So I got to organize first, which I've been talking about doing that for 7 years. Shane's here. Good morning. List 30 items every day. John says it's a 1 of 1. Yeah, that's a term. I will not buy from anybody that says eBay 1 of 1 in the title. Even if it's a price I like, eBay 1 of 1, I'm going to pass. John says bust. A woman's chest is measured around her breasts. There you go. Max says, yes, ASAP is also subjective. It certainly is. I don't know why you disagree with me on this. As soon as possible. As soon as possible to me and you, depending on task, is 2 completely different time frames. I need this as soon as possible. Okay, well, I might be able to get this done right now. You might not be able to get to it in 3 hours or 3 days. Completely subjective. As soon as possible. No, that's not a thing. Give me a time. Do you need this by 10 a.m.? Then we can talk. Okay, I'll get this done at 10 a.m. if I can. If I can't, I can tell you, well, I can get it done by 3 p.m. As soon as possible. It's lazy. As soon as possible is lazy. Brian says, Mitt Romney binders his female athletes. That's a throwback political comment for the kids. Shane says, list 30 items every day. If you can get 30% more than what you bought for, sell it. There you go. Dat Dude says, what is a bigger pain, removing cards from old top loaders or from pages of varying makes from through the years? Pages. And here's why. You can have a stack of top loaders, and it's one clean stack. Boom. It's a pain in the ass pulling cards out of top loaders, but it's one clean stack. Here's the pile of cards. Here's the pile of empty top loaders. It's nice and clean. Pages, especially when you get to those fucking side-loading pages. Oh my God. Fucking side-loaded pages. Or upside-down pages. I've had binders that come like that. All of a sudden you get a run of sideways loading and then back to top-loaded and then side-loaded. So pages, bigger pain. Without question. Final answer. Duke says eBay suggested card titles puts eBay suggested card titles puts player name near the end of the listing, and I like the name to be first. Does that really matter, Eddie, or just roll with what eBay gives me to save a second? I also prefer it towards the beginning, not all the time. Sometimes I put the here's a Aaron Rodgers 2015 score. So I've just kind of been trained. Like I've always listed 2015 score 312 Aaron Rodgers Green Bay Packers football card. That's kind of how I do it. Now I set up my templates to have the player's name first. I don't think it really matters. Search is sophisticated enough that if anything is there, I don't like it at the very end though. That's kind of bizarre that it would be set up like that, but I do like it at the beginning. But in the end of the day, does it really matter? I don't think so. Search is sophisticated enough that if you're looking for Aaron Rodgers, it doesn't matter if it's the very first in the title or the very last. I think people that are looking for Aaron Rodgers will find the listing. But I'm with you. I would rather have it at the front. Max says, so it's just Max is being a little snowflake this morning. Only my political comments get censored here. Max, stop being a snowflake. That dude says, I hate the oily residue from old pages. Yeah, and the pages that stick together. Johnny M says, fuck binders. Amen. Fuck binders. John says, pages suck more, take up more elbow room, uses more muscles, no consistent muscle memory. That's true. It's something you don't really think about, but it is true. Zach says, Max, didn't he skip your comment about what you called rich? Oh, yeah, I didn't even skip a political comment because you had an asshole comment about our friend Rich, so I skipped that. Don't be a dick. That's the number one rule of hobby evolution. Number 2, don't talk politics. There you go. I'm with Zach, 100%. Shane says, have you ever seen the card scanners? What do you think about them? Have I seen them? I've got one. I'm touching one right now. The Rico FI 8170. I think they are fucking amazing. I use mine almost every day. The Rico Fujitsu. Mine's a Fujitsu before Rico bought them. But yes, I have the 8170. I started using the 7030 a few years ago. Loved it. Got the 8170. Love it even more. Can't recommend them enough if you're volume selling and listing a bunch of items. Amen. Yes. Brian says it matters. The string of text 100% matters. Okay. See, I'm not techie. We know that. I'm not techie. Brian says it matters. Says it matters 100%. All right. Take your word for it. Max says, yes, that's why Madison is a perfect place for him. That's right. Amen. I love it here. Where are we at? Zach says, I'm becoming more anti-binder as time goes by. I'm like Bo with auctions. My opinion is changing. It's not changing. It's evolving. We are evolving. I like binders for the simple fact you can break a binder out and you can flip through it. It's just not the same bringing a box out. Here, I've got this box right here. I don't know what's in it. Here's a box. Boxes look like shit. Just white boxes. Oh. Stuff I didn't... What is this stuff? Oh. I wonder if there's any football in here. We got some autos. Maybe we'll do a non-sport, other sports auction in 2 weeks because I don't think that's really auction worthy. Here's a football auto. See, this is something that's probably going to sell for 99 cents. We'll throw it at auction. It's football. It's an auto. That won't sell. That won't sell. Here's something. It's Tom Lehman and Jerry Kelly. I think Jerry Kelly's a local guy here. It's a SP game used relic. So we could put that in another other sports auction. I've got pieces of the past. Norman Rockwell, piece of a painting. Here's a Justin Leonard golf shirt relic, dual golf shirt. Toby Miller snowboarding auto. Here's Star Signings, The Living Daylights. Never heard of it. Never heard of this guy. Jerome Krabby. May sell for 99 cents, but hey. Leo Chenal, red auto. That goes for 99 cents. Yeah, it's a football auto. We'll throw that at auction too. What else? See, this is not as fun as going through. This is fun because it's like, oh, what? Here, Walking Dead, authentic wardrobe. Relic. Not as fun as going through a binder, though. A lot of baseball. More Walking Dead. Oh, Justin Jefferson Silver Prism. He's a hot player. He's liquid. We'll put him on auction. Here's Mills Lane. Rookie card. More baseball. Naomi Osaka. Baseball. Paige Spearnack. Here's a Johnny Unitas. Numbered out of 2000. That's probably just a buy it now. All right. So binders, much more fun. than going through a box, and they display better. Where are we at? Matt, my comment had nothing to do with Rich. Rich is great. Yes. Okay, let's go back and see what Max's comment was. Max says, I refer to him as Rich. I could give two shits what people want me to refer to them as. I call you what I want. That's just a dick comment, Max. That's just a dick comment. That's why I skipped it. Don't be a dick. Where are we at? Cooter says, I love pages. Removing cards from them is an issue for the trustee of my estate. Shane says, I would have never thought they were useful like that for like scan and quality of cards and stuff. Love them. Absolutely. 100%. John says, I use my scanner to scan my mail-in ballots. Uh-oh, we're touching that line, John. F-bomb. Where's the F-bomb? Here's the F-bomb. Let's see. Brian says he needs a shit bag to go along with the F-bomb. Just don't call it poop. He called the shit poop. Flawed Thinker says, I bought a very nice binder for like $30 off Amazon. It can hold my top-loaded cards. I love those binders. It's only for the PC cards, but it's just cool that the top loaders fit. Do I have... Yes. So I have one top loader binder. I don't like it because it's fucking ginormous. So this has 9. So this is my Adon Sanchez rainbow attempt. So they're in top loaders. Nice for, autos and stuff like that. The only problem is it's 9, which makes it giant because they're top loaded. I think if when I do, because I'll probably put other, like my Riley Thompson collection, or I don't know what I might put in top loaders, autographs, who knows. I'll get a smaller one because I just don't like the giantness of, that's not a word, but the enormity of the 9 pocket top load binders. But I love the top loader binders. Royals417 says, my thoughts exactly, not my issue. Zach says, I want that Rockwell. I will give you $1 right now. Shane says, that can be good value, Norman Rockwell. Yeah, I don't know. I can send that dollar via PayPal, friends and family ASAP. Yeah, it might have good value. We'll see what auctions think. Brian says, a golf cart. That's fun. Zach says, Shane, quiet. $1 is the best deal he will get. He doesn't even know it's a short print high number. Cooter says, I enjoy looking at my cards. All my vintage plus my 81 through 87 sets are in binders. I periodically pull out a set to look at. I never look at boxed sets. No. Box sets are a pain in the ass. Don't be soft. Don't be a dick. How about we meet in the middle? Sold 3 Stetson Bennett cards in the last 24 hours to 3 different buyers. Not sure why. Did he do something in the preseason? I might have sold. I had a relic Stetson Bennett and an rookie auto from like Prism, I think. I have no idea where they're at or if I sold them or what. I need like a card, or you know what would be a great job for somebody else, not me, but for somebody, a great job, because they have like professional organizers. They come into your house and they organize for you. A card organizer. But how? I mean, I'm working with 3 to 4 million cards. Probably going to take a small army of card organizers, but you're going to organize the cards. Hey, organizer, I need Stetson Bennett. Stat. ASAP. I need that Stetson Bennett ASAP. Go find me, Stetson Bennett ASAP. Card organizers, professional card organizers. This is certainly not my job. Brian says, here's shit nobody here will care about. That's what we do here. That's the part of the show. Nobody cares about anything that's said on this show. I won a Wemby rookie, except for my eBay auctions. Don't forget, tomorrow night. I won a Wemby in the Madison Card Show at 99centcards.com. I won a Wemby rookie card last night on the old whatnot. Rookie being subjective. I've not finished the book yet. Aha! There you go. My buddy Victor, rookie card specialist. Zach says, Cooter, that car running yet? Johnny M says, I will be bidding on Rockwell, Mills, and Walking Dead. All right. I already got some. So we'll fire those auctions next Tuesday. So I'm going to have to see now. I've got to find a strategy. If I'm going live when the auctions end and trying to start new auctions, I may have to think this one through. There you go. John says, I had a listener send me a slab museum recently, holds 50 slabs, and it's gorgeous. I saw a slab museum. I mean, I saw a picture that John sent, but then AI lurking on my phone, I saw like an ad, a sponsored ad pop up like the same day or the next day. And those look really freaking cool. The slab museum. And, don't take my word for it. Let's do a Google search and find one. Slab Museum. Is it from Zion Cases? Oh, it was on the Card Life TV show. Let's look up Slab Museum. Oh, they're on Twitter. Oh, they follow me on Twitter. Okay, so let's show off the Slab Museum. Hey, maybe I can get one. If they send me one, I can shill for them. I'll shill for Slab Museum if they give me one. So here's the Slab Museum. So how does it work? Does it like, do you pull from the top, or is it like pull from the side? Work like a binder? And is this what you're talking about? This is Slab Museum on Twitter. What screen am I sharing? This one. Let's find media. We're going to follow Slab Museum. So here's a guy. He's got a Phillies. Look at that. We got Sweet Hank Aaron. Look at all those slab museums behind him. How about that? Those are pretty cool. Is he a Philly guy, John? Oh, he's getting ready to talk to John Newman on Sports Card Nation. Slab Museum. They're also hiring, by the way, if you're a web developer with Shopify and e-commerce experience. Here we go. Look at that. 79s in a slab museum. Those are pretty damn cool. Those are pretty damn cool. Where are we at? Stetson Bennett just qualified for Social Security. Brian says, shit, I need a card organizer. Can they fold laundry too? Well, it depends. It depends. If you have a lot of cards, they may be organizing your cards all day. But if you don't have a lot of cards, and I guess a lot is also subjective, maybe they can fold your laundry. Maybe they can do a little bit of both. John says, no card organizers unless we open the borders, folks. Uh-oh. John, you're towing that line. Flawed Thinker says, I haven't heard how it started, but how did Burbank start sorting their cards? I think they hired like 40 people. Did they start sorting from day one of the business opening, or did they reach a certain point and found it to be too much? That's a good question. I'd love to hear Rob's take on that. I'm sure he scaled up. And I'm sure at some point, and I'm sure his organization evolved through the process. But yeah, I am curious how it got to the point that it is now when it's super organized. I know there's a freaking a huge, I know he's got a big staff, 30, 40 people on staff. Steve Sousa invented and sold to Zion, or they're marketing for him. Oh, okay. Because I do see when I Googled it, I saw Zion was up there. So interesting. Magnetic top. Okay. Is Steve Sousa a descendant of John Phillip? Orlando says Slab Museum looks awesome. I agree. Looks pretty cool. Truck Running says Cooter. All right. Battery and air filters changed. Would have taken 10 minutes if part store is still open before 7:30. That's an old man. That's an old man. You're at the gas station drinking your coffee. I wish that damn Napa Auto Parts open. God, they don't open till 9 a.m. Does everything open at 9 a.m. these days? Like, it's a pain in the ass. Like, when I'm at Sprint, like, most of the time, I don't need to go anywhere before 9 a.m. Like, unless I'm traveling. And then it's like, I definitely need to be, if I need something, I need it before 9 a.m., like spring training. I guess most Walmarts are 24 hours. Target's open at like 10. So you're fucked if you need something. Fortunately, at spring training, though, there's a Walmart just down the street from the hotel, and I can go in at 6 a.m., 7 a.m. and get whatever I need. I am officially booked for spring training. The only thing I need is my car from Turo. I'll wait on that. But my hotel is officially booked and my flight is booked. So spring training 2025. Can't wait. I'm at the point, I was just thinking about this when I booked. Like, I'm now excited. Like, I think it takes what's it been? 5 months? April, May, June, July, 5 months. It's been 5 months. I think it's 5 months before I get excited again for the next one. Because it's like, okay, I had my fun. You know, the first couple of weeks, it's like detox from eating garbage and drinking beer for 8 straight days. And then it's like, yeah. And then you're into baseball season. And then it's like, spring training. Yeah, it's still a ways away. And then now the Cubs are not going to make the playoffs, obviously. We're looking forward to the Chicago Bears season. They're going to win the North. Again, I've been predicting this for 3 years. They're going to do it this year. And so now it's like, okay, now it's like getting close, 7 months away. Now we're getting there. It's like, man, spring training's right around the corner. Oh no, it's still 7 months away. But I'm going to start getting cards printed for next year of players that I know will be back. And that's the tough part. Like, now it's like, if I make cards, they may, be traded or released between now and March. So kind of taking a risk at getting those printed. Let's see where we at. John says he's actually a sneaker shoe manufacturer, lives in St. Louis. Interesting. John Philip Sousa. Who would have thought? Who had John Philip Sousa on your Hobby Evolution bingo card this morning? Zach says, nice to Cooter. Cooter's work is done. Mechanic tools put away. Now time to put on finance costume for a Zoom to bitch about Zach's expense report. Oh, man. And speaking of expense reports, I've got my fiscal year ends for my business ends at the end of next month, end of September. And so, like, September is like the month that is a pain in the ass because I've got to track down all my receipts and do all the work that I should have been doing throughout the year and getting all that bullshit prepared. So not looking forward to tax season. That's what I had for today. So stay tuned. Football is the theme. Starting tomorrow night, we'll start these auctions off. I'm hoping to do 50 football cards at auction on eBay. 99centcards.com is the eBay store. So we'll go live the following Tuesday, which is August 27th. And we'll do a live just like we did this past Tuesday or 2 Tuesdays, whenever the hell it was. And we'll go live and these will be staggered so we can actually hop from auction to auction. Like, oh, this auction's ending. This Justin Jefferson silver. No, it only sold for 99 cents. But hey, this Leo Chanel, I thought it was only going to sell for 99 cents and it sold for $6. So we'll do that again. That was fun. Thank you, Orlando. Thank you, everyone. Have a great day. Hit the like button if you haven't already. Subscribe to the channel. Visit my eBay store, 99centcards.com. Not just auctions. We've got over 100,000 singles. Buy 7 or more at regular price. You'll save 25% off at checkout, 99centcards.com. One last shill this Saturday is the Madison Card Show. Sheraton Hotel on John Nolan Drive. Saturday, August 24th, the last shebang with 200 tables this Saturday. 200 table card show, Madison, Wisconsin. Doors open at like 6, but official show hours, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Early birds are welcome. Just don't piss off the dealers if they're trying to set up. 4 rooms. And then starting in September, we're going to scale back to just the Williamson Ballroom in the upstairs. So we'll be down to 140 tables for September. So have a great day. Have an enjoyable Monday. We'll do this again tomorrow morning. See you then.